The West has been courting India for several years, primarily to try and bring it into alliance with the West against this growing threat from China. The West really needs India because it obviously has that huge regional presence abutting China, so it really needs to bring India alongside. So that's really what it's all about. Now the big question is, are the Five Eyes going to be mutually sharing intelligence of any real value with India? I think whatever gets passed to India will be going through a massive set of filters. It will be very, very carefully checked and vetted to ensure that anything being passed to India could not be used elsewhere. Because of course then the big question is, who else will India share it with? And that's what really matters. And of course we do know India has this very strong historic tie with Russia. Now the other question then, of course, is most of the intelligence that will be shared usually is about things like anti-terrorism. Of course, there's the big geopolitical arguments, but then at a more regional, local, smaller scale level is of course terrorism, and it's the global fight against terrorism. So it is very likely there will be a lot of information and intelligence shared with India about terrorism or anti-terrorism. Because it's likely the US will share but some intelligence it sees fit to share with India to fight against the global war on terror. Now, most of that does actually come from the Islamic community. Unfortunately, I hate to label the Islamic community with anything, but of course it's a fact of life that a lot of terrorism comes from the extremist end of the Islamic population of the world. Now, when it comes to Sikh community, of course the Sikh community are going to be saying, hang on, this worries us. Well, I would say to the Sikh community, it shouldn't worry. If there was a genuine issue about Sikh terrorism, if Khalistanis were running around the world planting bombs and being a genuine threat to society, yes, they would have something to fear. The Khalistan movement is now a peaceful, democratic movement. It has nothing to hide. It has nothing to fear. And therefore, I would say to the Sikh community, don't worry about this. This isn't going to affect you directly. There may be some nuances there. It's not going to be great, but ultimately I think this is nothing to worry about for the Khalistan movement, because there's no way the US government does not see the Khalistan movement as a threat to any of its interests, because it knows it is a peaceful and democratic process. The summary of all this is, I think this is nothing to fear, nothing to worry about. It's actually a good thing from a geopolitical perspective. It is hopefully trying to seduce India away from Russia and that Russia-China alliance and back towards a democratic Western platform.